Hey guys, welcome back to Box. We're going to try and fill a podcast length audio section talking about last weekend's race. I think we're going to fail because it was quite a boring one, to be fair.
Quite.
Not really. I think the most exciting thing that happened was a crash between who was it? Albon and
Ricardo.
I can't even bloody remember it because it's so boring.
It was such a bad crash, like as in boring.
It was
Crash,
just, yeah,
wasn't
even the crash was boring.
it?
But yeah, we'll try and cover off what happened in the race if we can remember, and what it means for the championship. Who cares anymore? So yeah, I don't know what your take on it was, Gal.
I think I can talk more about what I had for dinner than I can about that race.
Yeah,
And I also wasn't expecting you to come to me first on this awful subject.
yeah, that's my bad. Only because Jack told me not to go to him first. Cause
Yeah, I'm owned. So
yeah. So it's your turn, buddy.
What do we take from this? Well, the one thing that I said before we started this episode was how many circuits we go to, and people keep saying, like a precursor to the start of the race, saying, it is historically quite difficult to overtake it.
Yeah.
But yet we keep re-signing these circuits that, can't do the size F1 cars that we have today.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I think soon enough we're gonna have a calendar just full of Monacos, where it's just like it's a business.
Feels
of,
like that.
It's a business of qualifying,
Yeah.
and that's sort of it.
But
But
I'd much rather watch, I think, like
golf.
3 or 4 golf. The darts is the one at the moment.
Yeah.
Darts is the one.
Yeah.
No, I'd much rather watch them do Austria 3 or 4 times like they did during COVID.
Yeah.
Like, because we had Austria and then Styrian and whatnot, rather than watch some of these circuits. It's just awful.
Yeah. Before we went on air, I said that there's a few surprising overtakes. I think Stroll and Perez, did it on a part of the track that you don't usually see, and that's exciting. But it's
Yeah.
just a shame that no one really cared by that point because everyone's checked out.
Yeah. And one of the most interesting bits about the race when you had 5 people pitting at the same time or whatever, and the race in the pits, they didn't even cut to it live.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's the most
Yeah.
exciting bit of the bloody race.
Yeah. And they were just replaying it through the race because they missed it.
Yeah.
So,
Did they make a comment as well on commentary? Oh, would have been good to see this live.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Just digging out the EPs.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yeah, I've got to say I missed Brundle this week.
Yeah, well, that's two races already this season, isn't it?
I tend to just skip all of the kind of pre-race bit when Brundle's not there. I don't mind Damon Hill, but he's no Brundle.
Yeah.
I can't get on with him.
Yeah, you don't rate him, do you?
No.
Why?
I know, it's just like a lack of, I would say lack of value in a really bad way, but
Lack of charisma.
no, I don't. Like, charisma wise, I think he's all right. It's just I like insights,
Yeah.
and I just don't feel like I get it from. I feel like I get more insight and kind of interest listening to Naomi, who isn't former F1. What are you smiling at?
Nothing.
We like Naomi.
Yeah, I know you like Naomi. That's why I'm smiling, buddy. There's a thumbnail.
And obviously Dave was former F1 and she's former W Series.
Something. Yeah, former something.
W Series, yeah. But Martin Brundle, I was actually saying this to the wife. Man, I don't think she actually gave a flying F. I was telling her this story, but considering we have 24 races this season, is it? I'm not surprised that Martin Brundle and his agent have said to Sky, I'm not going every 2 weeks. There's some of these races that if you want me to stay on the channel, which obviously they can't replace Martin Brundle, then I'm going to do 18 this year.
Yeah, I mean, for a race weekend, they're at least there from Thursday to Sunday, aren't they? I mean, and then they'd say Sunday night, I would assume, because you've got to cover it up until...
Especially the amount of races
late.
there are this season as well.
Yeah. So realistically, if they're covering a weekend, they're there Thursday to Monday, probably.
I think when they were in Texas last year, when you were there, I'm pretty sure I was either after the race or before the race that someone made a comment about us all being on the same flight tonight.
Yeah.
So I think they fly Sunday night.
Yeah, okay.
I think a lot of the broadcasters fly so they can get home for Monday morning.
Probably depends
Either
where
way.
they are. if you've got like
Either
a
way.
decent party to go to, like in Monaco or something Sunday night, then you're not going to fly home to London, are you?
Well,
But-
Monaco is home for most of them, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I don't know about the broadcasters, but yeah, for most of races. And this is going way off. Talking about races, have you seen a clip of Lewis Hamilton on a shooting range in the US?
No.
Nope.
Mate, it's his first time ever apparently shooting a firearm. Apparently, it is ridiculous.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. For context, I worked firearms for 4 years, and he would make me look like a child with a gun. It is honest, but I mean, the hand-to-eye coordination is obviously very good. So it kind of comes to the natural. You probably put a gun in most Formula One drivers' hands, and they're probably going to be quite good with it because
True.
You know. But yeah, I'll send it to you guys later because it's nuts. Have you seen a clip of John Wick, Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Training for John Wick?
yeah.
It's on the
Yeah.
same range, so it's like a celebrity
Oh, right.
gun
Okay.
range or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nuts. I'll send it to you later. But yeah,
I'm glad we could fill some time talking about Lewis with guns.
that's what we need.
We need some minutes.
Yeah,
Need some minutes on the
Yeah.
border.
yeah. Should we discuss Yuki versus Danny because it's not looking good?
Well, I was thinking about that, but obviously Ricciardo didn't actually finish, did he? So
No,
I know it was his own fault.
Well, this could go back to the same argument I just made about these circuits that are too narrow for these size cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he did get out qualified.
Yeah.
Yuki out qualified him. I don't think Ricciardo didn't make it to Q3, did he?
No, he's 11th, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Was he 11th? I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I think
Yeah.
Yuki skimmed by in 10th by like 5/100ths or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that actually it's not Danny Rick's lack of performance. I think it's more Yuki. Yuki looks good this season.
He does.
Yeah.
He looks very quick this
Well,
season.
he finished 10th in the race as well, so
Yeah.
he got points.
And
Yeah.
he's looking at the Red Bull seat. I mean, he never talks about it, but he'll be looking at the Red Bull seat because, you know.
I think it probably goes in his favour though because he hasn't got the pressure. He hasn't got all the media going,
Yeah.
you know, oh, you want the Red Bull seat, you better perform.
Yeah.
Whereas Danny Rick's got everyone looking at him thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, good luck, buddy. You know, even if you do get a Red Bull seat, Max is going to chew you up, spit you out, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I mean,
Any of them just look at it. I don't think that now that anyone who joins the Red Bull team,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit like when Bottas or whatever. I mean, even though he said, you know, I want to be a world champion, blah blah. When you join Mercedes when Lewis is there, you join Red Bull when Max is there. I think Perez is quite like Perez now. I think Perez is quite comfortable in being beat. He's like, it's Max and the Red Bull. Like, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it.
I
Like,
think it's the massive difference between Perez last year and Perez this year.
Mm.
Perez last
Consistency.
year wanted to win. He
Yeah.
wanted to try and fight Max, which was never going to happen. Too much pressure on himself, and then ended up crashing,
It's
going
after-
too slow, messing up. Whereas obviously he's finished second last race as well. So I think I don't even think that Red Bull seat's up for grabs.
No, and I think if you're Christian Horner or whoever makes the decisions of who goes in that seat, Marco, whoever, you got to look at it. And I've always said with the dominance that Mercedes had, you wouldn't have had that length of dominance with Lewis and Nico
Rosberg, yeah.
in the car because you'd lose too many points. And okay, you probably still win the drivers and the constructors, but it'd be a lot closer than we saw when it was Valtteri and Lewis, because Valtteri is a very good driver in his own right, and he did bring it to Hamilton quite a lot, didn't he? You know, he got way more wins than Perez has had.
Yeah.
I don't know if that says more about Verstappen or if that says more about Perez and Bottas, but I don't know.
Yeah. The problem with rolling into a new season with the like as Perez or Bottas, with the attitude of I want to be world champion, I want to beat my teammate, blah blah, is thank you. Don't write me dirty notes during a podcast. When you roll into seasons like that and you get beat 4 times in the 4 races by a teammate, at that point then you feel a bit desperate and cut this out. We've got technical issues.
Why are you allowed to cut things out when you look like a fool? And we leave things in that makes me look silly.
I mean, we look amateur. Oh wait, we are.
That's exactly what we are.
Right. Yeah. So you roll into a season with the, this whole attitude of I'm going to be strong. I'm going to take it to a team out. I want to be world champion, etc., etc. You lose 4 on the bounce against your teammate, and then you lose confidence, get a bit desperate, and go, and then that's what Perez done last season. Makes mistakes, blah blah. You take all the pressure off yourself and say, you know what, Max in a Red Bull is the one is like the best driver car pairing we've ever seen. Combo we've ever seen. I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you take all the pressure off.
Yeah.
Bit like the Europeans in the last Ryder Cup. when you're against all the top 10 big names, blah blah, you roll in with 6 guys who are not even in the top 30. No pressure, underdog, amazing.
Yeah. Can we talk more about golf? It's more exciting.
Yes.
Welcome back to Putt Putt, the golf podcast.
Masters starts tomorrow. We'll talk a lot more about Rory than I could about this race.
Honestly, I can't wait for the Masters, but that's a conversation maybe for off air.
Spin off.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else do we have on the list to chat through? Because I don't want to talk about Danny Rick losing to UK anymore because it makes me very, very sad.
Yeah. No, I think we've mentioned this in 3 episodes now, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
I mean, the whole Danny Rick leaving McLaren or getting booted from McLaren has really shook my kind of faith in McLaren, and I'm still wearing a hat, but still there's something that didn't
and a
quite,
t-shirt.
and a t-shirt.
I think it's the best thing they've done though.
Yeah, but
Like for performance for the team.
Yeah.
Like obviously we love Danny Rick.
I do love Oscar.
By the end of the
brilliant.
season, you're talking about Red Bull and RB. The only seat change that's going to happen there is Danny Rick by the end of the season isn't going to be there, whether that's before the end or whether that is at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's Lawrence's seat.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I'm quite sure I saw a report, and I don't know where it's from. I don't know how much stock you can put in it, but apparently Marco said to Danny that he's got like 3 races or something to kind of.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Was that before last race or?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, so we could see another De Vries kind of thing, and see Lawson in that seat. I wouldn't be mad, to be honest. I'd be sad, but I wouldn't be mad because I think.
I definitely said the wrong name, didn't I? Lawson.
Yeah.
You knew what I meant.
Yeah, he said Lawrence, but never mind.
I was thinking Lawrence Stroll's getting in. Yes.
I'd love to see that.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I don't think he'd fit in.
On the radio, it'd be hilarious. Where is Lance? Let him through.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, moving swiftly on from the most boring race of the season
That we
so
haven't
far.
spoken about at all.
We mentioned the crash. That's the only thing
You
that
mentioned the
happened.
crash. Red Bull 1-2.
Did you see that Russell is called? This is not about that race, obviously. But did you see that Russell's calling for some sort of automated response when there's a track in the middle of a car in the middle of the track?
Oh,
So
yawn.
obviously, with what? Yeah, but we agreed that the car in the middle of the track was an issue. Obviously, Alonso did nothing wrong, but
Yeah.
he wants some sort of automatic response within like 2 seconds, or I think he might have said half a second or something.
It
but
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same argument that kind of I have about Hawkeye in tennis, Hawkeye in football, that they've done things a certain way for many, many years with people, and we've got the technology to take human error out. Take tennis for example, right? If on certain, depending on how the point ends, they can call for a review and they get 3 challenges per set or whatever it is. I don't watch that much tennis. Well, Hawkeye is watching the entire game, right? It can beep when it goes out. You don't need a line judge. Wimbledon do not need line judges. They have Hawkeye. Hawkeye can do it automatically the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
And then you don't have errors. The same thing in F1. We've always had stewards throwing flags about, depending on what happens on track. You don't need it.
Well,
I don't know how like what sort of technology you're going to have to say that car is in the middle of the track though. Like that's high tech, no?
No. Nah. No.
I mean, I agree.
Well,
with,
now.
like, I'm guessing the people on the track, so the marshals and stuff, can't make the decision, which is probably what the issue is. They have to be told by race control to.
Yeah, they can't throw any
throw a
flags
yellow
about
flag
getting it through
or
the
whatever.
ears.
Yeah. Whereas they should have a driver in danger, press a button, straight to virtual safety car.
Yeah, I don't think it would be difficult whatsoever because they have the transponders in there anyway. They're super accurate in terms of where they are. All they have to do is the same way that Volvos work on their automated system and how Tesla do it and everything, is where you tell the system the augmented reality stuff where the lines are, and then if the transponder is between the lines and going below a certain speed or has stopped, take this action. I don't think it's that difficult.
Do they have, because when that crash happened, I'm pretty sure it flashed up on the screen saying whatever sector it was, yellow flag, but locally there was no flags being waved, so I don't know whether that's
they got to grab a flag and then start waving, didn't they? So by that point a car doing 150 could have hit something. So
back to your point about there must be technology to do that. It's a bit like saying there must be technology somewhere that can pick up offside in football, but VAR ain't doing that very well, is it?
So good. Glad you brought that, because another argument I've had.
Welcome to Box, the football podcast.
No, exactly. It's the same premise. So, in the Women's World Cup, they used semi-automated offsides. They used that. It was successful. They trialled it through the whole. First time I ever trialled it in a major tournament. Was very successful. Worked. Flagged in the VAR room using, sometimes when they show offside and you can see it like in 4D and the camera shows around. It's like looking at cartoons, but whatever. Yeah. So that threw the flag. And the lino also done it, but it threw the flag. And that season came to an end, tournament came to an end. The Premier League were offered the same semi-automated offside system to be used in the Premier League this season, and they said no. Even though it was trialled successfully at the Women's World Cup or Women's Euros, whatever it was. And this is the same. This is the same thing. Line judges in tennis, linesmen in football. There's like almost the old boys club mentality of this is how we've always done it. We don't want to, we don't want to get rid of line judges. We need 9 people stood around a tennis court. We don't want a Hawkeye beeping when it goes out. Why? Well, because you want some bloke going ah.
I do
wrongly
get that.
Wrongly.
I do get that, but at the same time, where do you draw the line? Because at some point, you're going to be watching robots play tennis.
Well, I'm still watching people play tennis, aren't you?
Well, that's my point, though. Well, like, where do you draw? You go, but players get injured, so why don't we just put robots on there?
No. I'm just talking about the officiating, stewardship, all that kind of stuff. We do not need people for. It's 2024. I can get ChatGPT to generate a picture of you and a dog doing something crazy. And I was
okay.
I did a weird action once on a podcast. This has nothing to do with it.
If you ever seen our outtakes video, definitely go watch that, because the first one is fantastic. Maybe it must be a black dog. Anyway.
What did he say?
What's wrong? So it's a black mic. Black mic, black dog.
Okay, yeah. Save yourself.
That's what I knew you meant that, yeah.
Anyway, so, if the Nintendo Wii can do it, we can do it in real life. That's the...
Blackcurrant.
Blackcurrant. Black mics, blackcurrant, black dogs.
Okay, Seb into F1.
How the fuck have we got onto this?
You.
This is why Suzuka should not be on the calendar.
Give us something to talk about F1, please.
Christ. And I don't even remember the Chinese circuit being there for so long, thanks to COVID. Or them releasing COVID to us.
Turned into a political channel now.
That's not political, that's factual.
This one's going to be...
So I can't even remember the Chinese...
It's going to be fun to edit, I can tell you that.
Should I have optimism going into China?
Honestly, I can't even remember China.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can't, because it's been 4 years. 2019 was the last time we were there, I think.
I mean, at a minimum, I suppose the drivers haven't driven it either. So it gives the drivers that, haven't driven it for a while, I mean. So it gives...
Yeah, but they've been doing it at Sims ever since it was announced end of whenever.
Yeah.
Midway through last season.
Though, surely.
We just had this conversation about robots, mate. We don't need to have about the realism of simulators.
Just stick a robot in the car.
Yeah, Jack's back in 1985 still.
I mean, that might be better.
Yeah, stick him in a Williams at least.
Yeah.
Still put it into the wall.
We should definitely...
actually, sorry, on that, did you see Ted Kravitz's question to James Vowles post-race?
No.
Oh, mate, it's so harsh.
He was harsh in Australia as well.
Yeah, so obviously, James Vowles, very polite bloke. I'll go for beer with him. Hit me up.
You.
And no, fair one.
You're in a McLaren hat and a McLaren t-shirt.
Yeah, full kit wanker.
Beep.
Yeah. But yeah, he is literally the first question he asked. He's like, hi James. So can you tell me why your drivers seem to be doing well, but why is it always a Williams car that crashes? And James Bauer was like, that's a strong question, Ted. And then he went into like a fairly decent answer, which is fair play to him. But yeah, like went straight for the jugular. He's not wrong, but don't lead with it.
Ted is funny.
They're having struggles, but yet their drivers are still crashing. So
Isn't it James as well in Drive to Survive that said it's not luck? Or bad performance drives bad luck, because if they had high performance, they wouldn't be in that area of the field. They'd be up further up front.
Yeah, I mean,
I was going to be nice to say it's just bad luck when you get hit by Danny Rick.
Yeah, but clearly Ted didn't think that. But
I mean, Ted is, when Ted's got something in his mind, he don't care, does he?
Yeah. Didn't Red Bull car?
Same thing. I was going to say Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he on air twice in the same weekend said about Lewis Hamilton getting the 21 championship stolen from him. Yeah. And then Red Bull got on the blower to Sky and said, none of our team are talking to you until Ted apologises.
Fair enough.
I think Ted's great. It's kind of like, he's like a wind-up toy, and he's wind up, and he goes down the pit lane.
Yeah. I do love him.
Yeah,
I think he's brilliant.
He just points out some really random stuff, like on the floor, or like there's a cloud, and look at these blossom trees.
Yeah. Do you want to go and video that, Lee, whilst we whilst I talk about this? Or when he just stops and talks to random people.
I love that.
That's so funny. He's like, "Oh, hello, are you having a good weekend? This is some random bird."
The one where he got cake on his face. He went and talked to Lando's dad. He's just walking past and goes, "Hi, Lando's dad."
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Cool. Okay. Well, that's that. We'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you for listening and watching, and see you soon.